What's up, beautiful souls? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Venus. I am a Reiki Master energy healer, and I will be sending you Reiki throughout this message. I did tippy tap into the universal Reiki flow, so if you are in agreement to receiving unconditional love and healing at this time, please say yes in your mind's eye or out loud. So today the message is a little bit dense. I'm going to try to get through it as best as I can. It's about shadow work. So the biggest misconception about shadow work is that we go within to find all the most terrible, horrible aspects of ourselves. And that's actually not true. So we are going within, but we are finding emotions, traits, beliefs, fears, these kind of things, so that we can find the golden nugget. So the golden nugget would be something like a gift or a trait that when you were a child you decided was not valuable. 111 on the clock when I said that. That you decided was not valuable when you were a child. So either by social conditioning or, aspects of yourself that were not accepted. So I'm going to give you the actual definition from Carl Jung. If you don't know Carl Jung's work, please check him out. I mean, he's old school. Obviously, he's passed away, and his work has been from a long time ago. So shadow work is actually the name shadow work. I call it inner work, but everybody knows it as shadow work, right? So Carl Jung's definition goes as such. So it is the psychotherapeutic process of exploring your unconscious mind to uncover and integrate suppressed parts of your personality, aka your shadow self. This consists of traits, impulses, memories, emotions, and beliefs that you rejected when you were a child because you deemed them unacceptable. You exiled these parts during childhood and due to social conditioning. Shadow work aims to bring these aspects to the conscious awareness so that you can live more authentic and integrated to become whole and to find your golden nugget. So he didn't actually say golden nugget. I keep saying golden nugget. The unhealed, it manifests as unconscious reactions to the outside world. These are coping strategies our ego uses to protect ourselves from pain. When unexamined, the shadow operates under the surface and impacts you through emotional triggers and self-sabotage. So that's his definition of shadow work. So healing these perceived negative traits, emotions like rage, anger, jealousy, envy, and greed, and selfishness that you were taught to suppress to remain loved and appreciated. Disowned positive traits, aka the golden nuggets, talents, ambitions, dreams, gifts, vulnerabilities, defensiveness, or assertiveness. Example. Confirmation burp, sorry. If as a child you were punished for being too loud, your natural confidence might have been pushed into your shadow. Okay, so the purpose for this work would be to heal the inner toddler, the inner child, the inner teen, the inner adult, younger self. To feel the emotions you couldn't feel at that time. So normally it takes 60 seconds of feeling an emotion that you can feel it, release it, transmute it, alchemize it. 433 when I said that. By meditation, prayer, seeing a therapist, being patient and compassionate with yourself, journaling. All you have to do is to feel it, to heal it. Takes about 60 seconds to transmute and alchemize it, then to let it go. You don't have to do it every day when I was doing it, so I was doing it for like a good 5 years. I'm still doing it. It's never an ending process to heal, because sometimes we can look at it, sometimes we feel sad or whatever. We don't feel like we can really look at those things, 5:15 when I said that. So just be patient with yourself. Like, I was doing it once a week, every Friday or Sunday, and then the next day after I would do the shadow work, I would do like a self-care day where I, would put a face mask on and relax and just keep my feet up, stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Where was I at? Blah, blah, blah. So you could do it once a week, 5:45. When I said that, you could do it once a week when you start. Okay, be patient with yourself. If you think that this is all overwhelming, and you don't feel like that you can do this on your own, that's fine too. You can go and seek a professional help with a therapist. I did it on my own. I did it with meditation, journaling. I'll show you some prompts in a minute. Okay, so the benefits to healing your shadow self, or your shadow work, to doing this shadow work. So I just said one of them. Oh, I guess I didn't actually really say it. To be less triggered or not triggered by the outside people and situations. To emotionally regulate, aka inner peace. To raise your vibration. To better yourself. To let go and release emotions and pain held in your body that is causing dis-ease. When you release this negativity and emotions, the pain from your body, it becomes stronger and lets go of years of anguish. When you heal yourself, you heal the world. You heal your ancestors and the family that comes after you. To heal your inner self, to reparent yourself, giving yourself the love, patience, compassion that you weren't able to receive as a child. Now you can do it for yourself. Our parents did the best that they could. They could only love us as much as they could love themselves. And most of our parents didn't even love themselves. It's sad, but it's true. Okay? So you will get healthier relationships. You stop projecting disowned flaws onto others. You create wholeness, bringing all aspects of yourself together, light and dark, moving away from needing to be perfect and moving towards being genuinely honest and fully authentic. To reclaim your own energy back to yourself. Repressing parts of yourself takes so much energy, while integration releases that vitality. Your shadow rarely announces itself directly, but it speaks loudly in your behaviors. Here are some examples. So, intensive projections, severely judging or feeling irritated by specific traits of others. Disproportional triggers have an emotional reaction to a situation that feels much bigger than the actual event. Repeating toxic cycles, falling into the same relationship or self-sabotage patterns despite promising yourself you wouldn't. So shadow work is a deep and often uncomfortable. You can explore it and safely through structured self-reflection. So here are ways that you can do the shadow work on your own. Okay? 9 minutes when I said that. Okay. So recognizing your triggers. That's number one. So anytime a trigger comes up, recognize it, right? So say you're getting mad at, I don't know, the guy at Tim Hortons because he's not doing the coffee fast enough. That actually has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with us, right? So we're being triggered from something that, that's inside of us at that time. So recognizing your triggers. Then to become the observer and do not react and become mindful of your thoughts and your pain. Pay attention. When you feel a sudden wave of anger, shame, judgment, etc., pause and observe the raw emotion before your mind tries to rationalize or defend your reaction. Journaling is very helpful so you can read back and realize and release, the emotions and memories. Writing bypasses your ego defenses to access deeper thoughts. Great prompts you can start with. Okay, so here's some prompts. What traits in other people and others bother me the most and why? So there's one. What parts of myself am I most afraid of people seeing and why? What behaviors was I praised for as a child? What behaviors was I punished for as a child? What reasons am I judging this person? What part of me are they mirroring back to me that I don't like and that I refuse to accept in myself? So that's a big one. Be, very patient with yourself when you're doing these. 10-5-5 when I said that. What does my inner child wish to create? What did I want to do when I was young? I guess that's self-explanatory. What situation when I was young made me so untrustworthy? Who broke my heart as a child and why? So meditation for inner child healing on YouTube or prayers, all this kind of stuff will help you. Practicing inversion exercises. Who am I not? Write down 5 positive qualities you possess, then write the exact opposite to those 5 qualities. Visualize a person who those opposite traits deliberately look for the hidden strengths or utility that those behaviors might hold. Example, impulsiveness, the opposite of prudence. The trait acting without thinking or planning. Hidden strength. Unplanned actions allow for rapid adaptability and capitalizing on sudden opportunities before others can. Utility. Impulsiveness can fuel high creativity, spontaneity, and the ability to break out of the rigid, unproductive routines. Engaging in expressive play, reclaim your joy and spontaneity. Revisit hobbies you did as a child. This rewires old rigid patterns and invites healing into your everyday life. Establish boundaries. Part of reparenting your inner child is learning to break general cycles by setting firm, healthy boundaries without guilt or shame. Self-care. Prioritize your emotional needs and treat your daily routines as a way of demonstrating love to your inner self. Take yourself on a nice date. If this is too much, like I said earlier, and you feel overwhelmed, you can always seek professional help by seeking a therapist. Another way would be hypnotherapy, which would be on YouTube. So you could do they're like meditations, right? Where you hypnotize yourself. 13:44 on the clock when I said that. Where you hypnotize yourself and you release those energies. So please be patient with yourself. This is hard work, and you're not going to get it all done in one day. Okay. When you visit something, like I was saying in another video, healing is not linear. Okay, it's not linear. It's like a spiral, right? So you visit it once, and it's gonna hurt real bad the first time you visit whatever it is when you were a child. The more you visit it, the less it hurts, right? So just be patient with yourself. Okay, so I kind of wanted to read to you one of my shadow works. I mean, as you can see, there's like pages and pages and pages. And I have like 3 journals full. So, okay, so this one. Okay, so this was mine. Oh yeah, and I wanted to say also that 741 hertz, if you listen to that, it's very healing. And that healing hertz is The healing sound that promotes energetic and emotional detoxification, clears negative energy, and awakens your intuition and your throat chakra. So talking about intuition, I do intuition tests every day on YouTube Shorts. So if you're interested in that, just go check that out. Okay. So this is one of my prompts. Okay. So feeling of being unloved, unheard, feeling of shame. These are all triggers and messengers of a deeper feelings. Dive deeper. You must find what deep emotions you are suppressing. Self-esteem. Shame of weight, for example, we find out by our triggers. Anger, powerlessness, neglect, and worthlessness. Grief as an underlining effect. So when the little girl's father puts her last, gives her a big wound, makes her feel unworthy and neglected. I remember when I was a little girl, my father worked downstairs and he owned his own business, and he had an appliance store downstairs, and he always worked every day. I mean, I could go see him at any time, but he had me for the whole 2 months of the summer. So I would stay there for the summer, and I would go see him for a minute and come back up, but I was often alone, a lot. Okay, so let's see. What was I saying? I was alone a lot at his house, which made me feel unworthy and neglected. Anger, frustration, and unworthiness. Recognizing the triggers as triggers. Then you can become the observer and not react. Become mindful of your own triggers. Recognize the messengers are those surface experience that cause those emotions that are so uncomfortable and reactive. Reflections, name them as such. How do I feel? Be present with the emotion and how it feels. I am here with you now. Feel them. When did I last experience this exact same feeling? Visualize, when did I first experience this feeling in my life? Why are you feeling what you are feeling? And is it a memory from before 8 years old? And it will be emotional, or after is more mental. Okay? So this is basically stuff that I wrote down. And obviously my prompts are in the back, and so just be patient with yourself. Obviously this work is kind of intense. Like I said, if you need professional help, please seek professional help. It'll help. It'll help. All right, so now I'm going to confirm the message. So I was waiting to do this message so that I could use this. Past Life Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. Okay. So just be patient with yourself. If you don't think that you can do it, you just do a little bit at a time. Even just recognizing your triggers when they come up is a very good way to do it. You can wait until you get your triggers, write down quickly what you're feeling, and then revisit it later when you're by yourself. I was doing that a lot too. Being triggered outside and not knowing why. My children were triggering me and I didn't understand why. Had nothing to do with the situation. I was getting triggered, right? It had nothing to do with my kids. I was like, why am I getting so mad about something so stupid? And then I realized that it's actually an underlining something from when I was a kid. So just be patient with yourself. So the first card that we got was 21, relationship repeat, shift, release, or enjoy. I'll show you the card in a second. One more card, please. I'm going to read it from the book because I'm being drawn to. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. So relationship repeat, shift, release, or enjoy. It's a pretty card. Archangel Uriel, passion, spirit connection. These are beautiful cards. Caretaker, number 11. Oh, 21, 27, and number 11. Caretaker, putting others first. This is a wound that I had to heal. People pleasing, putting myself last always. Make sure that everybody else was regulated and happy and content. And yet I was never, right? So 2020 when I said that. Okay, so let's read these. Okay, 21 first. And I'm going to turn that on. Oh, I guess can't. Okay. So it's a common karmic pattern to return in soul groups, especially with family and friends. Though we might switch up relationships, sometimes being the wife, sometimes the husband, we are drawn together both by desires and by lessons that our soul pursue. In fact, these are two of the main reasons we choose our relationship paths. If you've had a deeply enjoyable relationship, we long to come together and repeat those happy times. This is not limited to romantic partners. It could be an equally compelling karmic cause between friends, siblings, co-workers, teachers, students, etc. When you have a relationship with someone who truly resonates with your heart, you can be sure you've been together in some meaningful way before. The other side of the karmic coin, however, may be far less enjoyable. We often come back with people who shared some of our difficult histories, whether it is conflict, mistreatment. Your soul wants to learn from those past problems and move on to a more enlightened, more empowered, and honorable way of doing relationship. Some of the most common lessons regarding this issue are learning how to speak up, live your truth, prioritize yourself, and stop living according to others' agendas. Your soul longs for you to muster up the courage to challenge these patterns now. If you had a conflict with certain people in your life, you can learn how to break this difficult pattern, communicate your needs, and know that you have the right to make reasonable requests in your relationship. You don't have to relive the painful encounters of the past. Just because the relationship is karmic doesn't mean it's destined to last forever or even for the rest of your lifetime. Sometimes we come back together just to learn how to let go. So release dishonoring connections and cherish the tender-hearted relationships in your life. Nurture caring communication and talk about all the ways you can enjoy your time together. So the affirmation for this card is, I see the value in myself and in other people I love. I attract tender external connections now and for lifetimes to come. Wow. Okay, number 27, Archangel Uriel, sorry. All right, here we go. Okay. Uriel, the angel of poetry, arts, and science, brings a message of your past life interests and endeavors. You may have pursued such pastimes as astronomy, biology, or other natural sciences. Or you may have had a penchant for poetry, painting, or sculpting. This is especially likely if this card falls near the expressive talent card in your spread. So if you find yourself feeling even a fleeting interest in these pursuits, explore the possibility and see if they call to your heart. You may be surprised at the joy such endeavors can bring. Uriel is known as the fire of God. and he often carries the disk of the sun, or a flaming sword called the Sword of Truth. In this capacity, Uriel petitions you to be honest with yourself about your spiritual life. He is calling you to bring more fire and passion into your spiritual pursuits and to your relationships with all spirits, including your own eternal soul and angels and the divine consciousness. The depth of Uriel's devotion to God is also a signal of your own past life religion devotion. You may have been a priest, a priestess, a nun, a monk, or someone equally involved in the religion work. And such Uriel is the angel of earth, sun, constellation, and have been practicing astrology devoted to the craft. Uriel brings the wisdom, beauty, light of the divine consciousness to you. He's calling you to open your heart to the support and happiness that comes from the eternal loving source. He is often seen holding a book, so there are many, may be writing projects ahead for you. Okay. Some of the most important writings you can do is to journal, explore, and expressing your feelings, cutting away any misinformation from the past, and reawaken to your eternal truth of your soul's beauty and your spiritual connection. Start one now. It brings clarity, inspiration, and direction to your life. Wow, what a beautiful card. So the affirmation for this, 2656, I call on Uriel to help ignite my passion and devotion. I receive the endless joys and blessing that come from my loving spiritual connection. Wow. Okay, number 11. Last one. Sorry, it's a little bit longer today, guys. Okay. Let's see how I can hold it so you can see it. Okay. This card reveals past lives where you have consistently prioritized others over yourself. It may have been related to your work, such as being a nurse, teacher, doctor, or healer. Or perhaps you had many children or sick relatives to take care of. It could also be as simple as repeatedly being a domestic servant where you always had to take care of others' needs and disregard your own. In fact, if this card is near the servitude card in a spread, pay attention. The lesson they bring. Your eternal soul longs for you to free yourself and prioritize your own needs and desires. Wow. Past caretakers' lives are often revealed by present emotional and behavioral imbalances, including feeling of guilt and obligation, of behaviors of self-sacrifice. That's powerful. 2828 when I said that. Unfortunately, such patterns perpetrate a karmic code that says you don't prioritize yourself and you don't expect to be prioritized by the universe either. So that would be like something crazy big to heal within yourself, like the people pleasing, right? The resulting resentment caregivers feel they become an energetic cause. This is totally normal and even valid emotion. But underlying bitterness is like karmic glue. When you resent a certain person or activity, you are almost guaranteed to repeat that exposure in the future. Yeah. So like heal, right? Forgive yourself so that you're not eating poison and expecting other people to pass away, right? The message here is clear. It's time to take care of yourself. Self-prioritize is not selfishness. I'm going to say that again. Self-prioritize, hello, is not selfishness. You have the right to set boundaries and say no. I'm just going to be quiet there for a second. It may feel unfamiliar and even wrong to do so, but it's time to give yourself permission to put yourself first. Release feeling of guilt and obligation, and definitely let go of the habit of doing for others just to gain their approval. Even if it's a choice that requires a big shift in your actions, your soul is longing for you to prioritize yourself. The affirmation: I deserve my own self-care. I release responsibility, bless all others, and prioritize myself and my own life. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Oh my God. That card, like, I want to cry. I really want to cry. I mean, so please be patient with yourself. If that's something that you need to heal, you're going to feel so much better when you start healing that. That's like the people pleasing wound. I know that one way too well. I know that one very, very well. And it's okay. Okay, you're not alone. You're never alone. You're never alone. Okay? So I just, I want to thank you for your energy, your time, your patience. Hopefully I got the message through. Sorry that I had to read it all. I just, I didn't want to give you false information as well. Yeah. So just be patient with yourself. No one's perfect. We're all on this journey together. Okay, no one journey is more powerful than another. We are all the same, but when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. So 3155 when I said that. So please always go within so you never go without. Okay, and what I mean by that is to meditate and know yourself. A lot of people don't know themselves, and that's a big thing right there. You got to learn to know yourself. So I'm sending you all my love. I send you peace, and I hope that this helped you. I hope this clarifies anything for you, and that that you'll be willing to do the work. We need more people to do this work. We really, really do. So I send you all my love. I'm so proud of you. I love you guys so much, and until next time, namaste.